In the beginning of the story, we are shown a jail in Indonesia, where the most dangerous criminals of the country were kept. Here we see a sick prisoner who is wiping the floor of the jail. In the meantime, the jail warden comes to meet the prisoner there, and in his cell, he throws some pictures of children and says, "Look carefully. You are responsible for all of them. A beast like you has no right to live." But that prisoner said, "They were not innocent. What I did was necessary, but you won't understand." After that, the prisoner takes out a sharp knife from the trash can and cuts the guard's throat. Before he could understand anything, he took out his gun and shot everyone. In the meantime, the prisoner grabbed the warden tightly so that he could not run away. Now only the guard and the prisoner were left, but they both also shoot each other. The prisoner inside the cell breaks the cell and comes out and sees the warden who was trying to run away. Verley puts his hand in his mouth and breaks his jaw. He had a clear look on his face that he was far above the law and no one could harm him. After this, Lee frees all the prisoners of the jail and tells them to put down their weapons and move on. Everyone was very happy, but their happiness did not last long because more guards were waiting for them ahead. There is a very fierce shootout between all of them in which no one survives. Although Lee already knew that they would all be killed, so he deliberately stayed behind. He goes out from above the corpses of all of them. Whoever he met on the way, he killed him. And in this way, Indonesia's most dangerous criminal was once again roaming freely outside. On the other side, we see a fisherman named Romy. When he was going to catch fish like every day, then he saw a man's body which was brought to the shore by the waves of the sea. After 2 months, we see a girl named Ailin, who was a doctor in a local hospital there. Ailin was treating the boy who found him by the sea. He has been in a coma for the past 2 months, and no one has come to meet him yet. Looking at his wounds, Ailin thinks, "Who must have done this to this poor man?" He did not know the name of his patient, so he himself gives him a name and sleeps next to him that day. When he was asleep, there was a little tremor in his body. That man sees some visions, after which he woke up screaming and found himself in the hospital and tried to run away from there quickly. Although his body was very weak, so as soon as he puts his feet on the ground, he falls down from the cliff, which breaks Ailin's sleep. Ailin asks him his name, but it turns out that his memory was gone. Forget his name, who he is, where he came from, and what happened to him. He did not remember anything. When Ailin scanned his CT, it turned out that some pieces of iron were stuck in his head, which he would have to undergo a surgery to remove. Until they are not removed, he won't remember anything. Ailin tells him that from now on, your name is Ishmael. And when you remember everything, then I will call you by your real name. She also introduces him to Romy, who saved his life. That night, we see some gangsters who were very upset with the news of running away from Lee. They have an important meeting with their people so that they can settle Lee. But then Lee comes to them very easily with a bag of noodles in his hand. Looking at him, it seemed as if he had returned from a picnic, not from jail. Lee sat in front of them and started eating. But then one of them, who was the boss of those gangsters, says, "Let's get straight to the point. I am taking you out of this business. We did business with you because there was a fear of you here. There was a reputation. But now everything seems to be ending. Tonight we will kill you and take your place. Then no one will stop us." But what did they know that they had no place in front of Lee? At just one signal of his people come out of the van and kill his people standing outside. These were all goons trained by Lee, from whom no one had come back alive. At the same time, when Lee is attacked inside, a girl named Rika cuts every man who raises his hand on him. She killed them all alone. And when no one else came to help them from outside, the gangsters realized that it was difficult for them to escape. As soon as he took out his gun, Lee cut his throat with a chopstick and killed him. The gangster sitting next to him was so scared that his pants were wet. He said, "I don't know this man. He's not my boss." But Lee said, "When you don't know him, then why were you sitting here and listening to him?" Lee was about to kill him when that man said, "Don't kill me. I know something that can be useful to you. I found out about a man who was very special to you. He found him near the sea. He is still in the hospital. I can bring him to you." After hearing this, Lee stops and starts thinking if he is the one. He shot Bondi in the ear and said, "Now you can go to the hospital. Go and pick him up and bring him to me." When Bondi went to the hospital, a nurse tells him to fill out the form first because there were other patients in the line. But Bondi misbehaves with that nurse and slaps the guards who came to stop her. Seeing them fighting, Ailin comes there. When she saw that her patient was a gangster, she thought of treating him first.
When Ailin was applying medicine to him, Bondi asks him about the man he met near the sea. However, Ailin deliberately refuses to know about such a man, after which Bondi gets angry and starts misbehaving with the doctor as well. He touched her in the wrong way and she crossed the line, after which Ailin threatens to call her security. But Bondi knew that no one would come inside, so he started misbehaving more. But then Ishmael came there and he broke his fingers. In anger, Bondi hits him with a glass bottle on his head, which made Ishmael deaf for a while. However, as soon as he regained consciousness, he caught Bondi's neck and pressed it so hard that his breath stopped. Before he could kill him, Ailin calms him down, after which Ishmael lets him go. On the way home that night, Ailin asks Ishmael, "Who are you?" "I was very scared to see what you did today. If you stay here, your life could be in danger. You come with me to Jakarta." Here, Ishmael finds out that something is stuck in his head, for which he will have to go to Jakarta. If he stays here, he doesn't know about those goons. But this disease will definitely kill him. The next day, we see them at a bus stop from where Jakarta used to get saved. Sitting down, Ishmael sees a glimpse of his past, due to which he starts having a headache. In the meantime, we see Bondi and his men who were secretly keeping an eye on him. Soon their bus arrives, but they can't see them because a van had stopped in the middle. After this, they all follow that bus, but they had no idea that Ishmael was not in that bus, because he was not in the bus at all. On the way, the driver has to stop the bus by force, but as soon as he did this, some goons enter the bus and shoot him. After this, they asked Abdi to come out, but soon they found out that there was no such person there. To erase the evidence, they shoot everyone in the bus. Ailin, who was very scared, calls Ishmael for help, but until then, those goons kill every man, woman, and even children in the bus. In the end, only Ailin and a little girl were left. They asked Ailin about Abdi, but that poor girl didn't know anything, after which they beat her a lot. There, Ishmael follows that bus with Romy. When he saw the bus standing on a deserted road, he ran inside and found that everyone was dead. He saw one dead body, but there was no Ailin anywhere. He found Ailin's spectacles there, but before he could understand anything, a man came inside the bus with a can of petrol in his hand. Ishmael joins his hands and requests him to let him go. He won't tell anyone anything. But that man attacked Ishmael. Both have a fight in which Ishmael has to break his hands. But that wasn't enough, because another man from behind spills petrol on him. He took out a lighter to burn Ishmael alive, but Ishmael broke his legs. He blows up and tries to put out the fire, but then another man chases him. He sets the bus on fire and locks it from the outside. But before the fire reaches his laptop, Ishmael gets out of the bus. One man tried to shoot him, but then Romy jumped in the middle to save his life, because of which he gets shot. Ishmael was very sad about his friend's death, but then someone attacks him from behind and makes him unconscious. On the other hand, we see Bondi, who says that the girl is fine. But why did we bring this girl here? She is of no use to us. Let her go. But they shoot her with bullets because now she was of no use to them. After this, Ailin is thrown in a prison, where Rika tortures her a lot. She got Ishmael's medical reports from Ailin, which she takes to Lee, after which Lee tells his people to bring her alive. On the other hand, when Ishmael opens his eyes, he finds himself in the police station. The police officer was very angry with him because he felt that he has killed all the people in the bus, although Ishmael was busy proving himself innocent again and again. after which the police officer put a file in front of him, and while showing him Lee's photo, he said he knows who he is. But Ishmael's memory was gone, because of which he doesn't remember anything. After this, the police officer showed him another picture, in which we see Ishmael and Lee sitting together. Before this, he could tell who he is and what his relation is with Lee. Suddenly, the police station lights go off. The police officer understood that something is wrong, so he went out to check. But as soon as he peeks out of the window to see, the man standing on the other side tears his face with his sharp blade. After this, he came inside and attacked Ishmael. His hands were tied from the table. That's why he couldn't run away. But if he had given up, he would have to die.
That's why he did whatever he could. And finally, he killed the attacker. In the meantime, someone threw a grenade inside, which is a big blast, but Ishmael survived this too, and killed all the people it came to kill him. He was running away when he saw two more people at the gate, who'd come to kill him. One of them said, "You go and turn on the lights, I'll fix it." Saying this, he fired a bullet, but Ishmael did not get hurt. Ishmael tries to attack him from behind, but when the lights came and he was caught, there is a very dangerous fight between the two to get the gun, but finally that man snatches the gun. To save him, Ishmael hid under the table. Soon his bullets run out, and before he could load them, Ishmael attacked him again. After being beaten a lot by him, finally he uses his brain and shoots him. When the other man saw the corpse of his friend like his brother, then he became mad with anger. There is a lot of fight between the two, and that man holds Ishmael's neck and stops his breath. But he didn't give up either, and it kept raining bullets on him. Ishmael killed him. But he doesn't kill him because he was not a killer. But when he was about to die, that man attacks him again, after which he had to kill him. Gradually he remembered that the people he killed, they used to be his friends. He spent his entire childhood with them. But unfortunately, it was too late to repent. On the other hand, we see Ailin, who hides a pointed scissor with her. After a while, Lee came there and said that you were the one who saved Abdi's life. He called his people and told them not to kill him. But the ground under his feet creaks when he finds out that Abdi has picked up the phone, and he remembered everything. He grabbed Ailin's neck in anger and said, "Come here quickly, otherwise this girl will be killed." He sends Abdi to the location. But taking advantage of this, Ailin attacked him with the scissor. Lee said, "You should have attacked my neck. The nerve is there. You don't even know that much being a doctor." Lee was now waiting for Abdi. Looking at a broken sword, he remembers the day when he tried to kill Abdi. That day, Abdi had killed his best fighter. It meant that if his people can't stop him today, then he himself will have to kill him with his own hands. In the meantime, Abdi reaches a forest in search of him. There, he found a deep well. Seeing this, a painful memory of his becomes fresh. In this well, Lee used to throw some children down, where he used to keep them for many days. Sometimes, he used to throw them in the river. Sometimes, he used to keep them hungry for many weeks. And when everyone was very hungry, then he used to throw a bottle of water down. To drink it, they used to kill each other. In the end, the one who was alive, Lee used to pull him up. Then he trained them and made them killers, so that they all work for him all their lives. Abdi remembered everything. That's when his old friend comes there. He said, "You remembered everything? Abdi and Bezo used to be good friends. Even Bezo put his life in danger for him many times. But it was his bad luck that today they were in front of each other." Bezo says, "I wish you hadn't come here. I'll give you one more chance. Go back from here and I won't kill you." But Abdi refuses to go back without Ailin. He moves forward to attack, but Bezo disappeared somewhere behind. Abdi thought he was gone, but it wasn't like that. He suddenly attacks. Bezo was not like the other fighters. He was better and stronger. That's why Abdi can't stand in front of him for a long time. He doesn't even give him a chance to attack and just keeps hitting him, which hurts Abdi a lot. After a lot of beatings in the end, Abdi punches him hard. Bezo can't stand it. We see that blood flows from his mouth, after which he quietly leaves from there. When Abdi came to him,
He saw that Bezo was dead. Before he could handle himself, Rika shoots him, somehow saving his life. He hid behind a big stone, and attacked him when he got a chance, and snatched his gun from him. Seeing Rika's face, Abdi remembers that she is the same girl who shot him. Today she is in this condition because of her. Rika says to him, "Do you remember how close we used to be?" She says this and tries to come to him, but Abdi told her to stay back because he didn't want to kill her. Rika says, "For that girl you forgot our relationship?" She was angry. That's why she attacked Abdi. She hits him with a knife many times, because of which he is badly injured. Although Abdi doesn't hit him, he said, "It's enough. Stay here. You know that Lee is a monster. Don't support him." Saying this, he leaves from there, but Rika again deceived him and tried to kill him. Finally, Abdi hits him on the head and injures him badly. He picked up Rika's knife and told him to move back. It seemed that both of them made a compromise, but as soon as Abdi raised his hand to help him, Rika shoots him again. He shot him many times. That's why Abdi also has to kill him. But when he opened his eyes, he realized that he didn't get a single bullet. Rika did this on purpose. She says now both of us are even. And just by saying this, she breaks his arms. Abdi is in a lot of pain because of his death. But what could he have done? We see that Lee was waiting for Abdi very impatiently. He was hoping that he would come here, kneeling on his knees. But it's the opposite. Abdi calls him and tells him that he is standing outside. Meanwhile, a man comes to Ailin's cell and asks him to come with him. When Ailin refused him, he started raping her. But then that little girl hits him on the head, which hurts him a lot. After this, he hit Ailin and that girl a lot. As soon as he got a chance, that girl picks up his rifle, and in the meantime, Ailin also attacked him. When that man saw his trembling hands, he thought that these people will shoot him. But then that little girl removes the lock from the rifle, after which Ailin shot him with bullets. They both go outside, where he met another man, but she also kills him. Hearing the sound of bullets, some more people follow him. She killed as many as she could, but soon her bullets run out. Those people kept coming to kill him. That's when Abdi came there and killed them all and saved him. He said, "Ailin, come out. This is me, Ishmael." But we see that Ailin was very scared. She tells him to stay away from her because she thought he was also a monster like these people. But Abdi said, "Ailin, I am not like these people. You saved my life once. I want you to save me again." Hearing this, Ailin lowered the knife, and she hugged him and started crying loudly. In the meantime, Abdi's eyes fell on Lee, who was very angry. He attacks him and beats him a lot. Lee said, "You were just a dog who doesn't know the meaning of loyalty." When he found out that Rika was dead, he started crying because he had raised Rika like his own daughter. Abdi says, "She died the same day when you pulled her out of the well. You are only responsible for her death." Hearing this, Lee gets very angry and he attacks Abdi. His every blow was very accurate and deadly, because of which, in just a few minutes, Abdi couldn't even stand on his feet. But he was still alive. That's why he doesn't give up and keeps fighting Lee. This fight doesn't end until one of them dies. As time goes by, their fight gets more and more dangerous, in which Abdi has to bear the most pain. But despite all this, he gets up again, and he hit Lee several times, and in his last blow, he hit Lee so hard that after that he couldn't stand up again. Now he didn't have the courage to fight anymore. That's why he tries to run away from there. But Abdi doesn't leave him. Until he doesn't let him die, he wasn't going anywhere. Lee attacks him again. This time he used all his strength, but Abdi also breaks one of his arms. Abdi picks him up and throws him on a log, which tore his body and crossed his arms. Lee was now counting his last breaths, but look at his courage. Even while dying, he tries to kill Abdi. Lee tries to put his neck in the same log. He was about to succeed in his goal. That's when Ailin started pulling Abdi from behind, which made him weak, and his grip became loose. He dies soon due to bloodshed. Abdi's life was saved, but he was so hurt that he fainted. After this, the scene shifts, and we see Ailin in a hospital. The doctors treated Abdi and removed the pieces of iron from his head, but now he is in a coma. His wounds were so deep that it could take months for him to recover. Thinking about the divorce with Abdi, Ailin starts crying, but she somehow managed to recover and started praying to God for his safety. Meanwhile, she sees a board which should have had Abdi's name on it, but there was nothing written there. Ailin writes Abdi's name there, although later she immediately erased it. Now this was the effect of her prayers that Abdi comes to his senses at that moment, and he tells Ailin that he should write Ishmael there. Hearing this, Ailin smiled again. She was very happy to see Ishmael again. And with this, the movie ends here. I hope you liked this story. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.